2 on this pole, 2 on that pole, 4 at a time, just so there's no confusion. Greetings, traders. It is I, Abdul Shabazz, and this is Where the Trades Were. What a dynamic day we had of trading today, and I can only anticipate what the rest of this week is going to be like. As we know, the world is at an unrest right now, but somehow we're still able to find profits in the chart. But just goes to show you that it doesn't matter which direction the market is going, we find profits in the chart. So I thank you for joining us, and I look forward to showing you this Where the Trades Were recap. For the benefit of those of you who are new and joining us, let me tell you exactly what you're looking at. In the top right corner, you have the daily chart. In the bottom right corner, you have the weekly chart. In the middle, the 30-minute chart. In the left-hand corner, you have the 15-minute chart. Top left, the 1-minute chart. And in the top middle is the 5-minute chart. And that is what we look for primarily for our setups. We use the 1 minute to pinpoint our execution. We use the 15 and the 30-minute to take a broader view of the same instrument. We use the weekly to see who has overall control of the market, and the daily candle. I want to go ahead and pull up this 5-minute chart to show you exactly what I was looking at this morning. The best trade came at 9:36. On the 5-minute, this is what it looked like. It looked like an engulfing candle was putting in. You could have used, and again, I'm talking about specifically the 595.1 area. The 595.1 area presented a beautiful entry. You could have used the 594.5 as a stop to take that all the way to the 598.3. Coming into the market this morning, I shared my plans with the team, and that was to take a 596 call and take that all the way to the 598.3, and then to possibly take it to the 599. So the first profit target this morning coming in was the 598.3, and I highlighted that in bold. And right now I'll insert a clip from this morning so you can see that. And again, this was the best potential entry. The second best entry was where I got in, was after we had a break and retest of the next monthly area of resistance, which was the 596.2 area. And this is exactly what I wrote down on paper where I wanted to get in. However, I have to acknowledge that there was a much better entry in the very beginning. Let me show it to you on the 1-minute chart here. This is what it looks like on the 1-minute chart. Coming into the market open this morning, we were already in a nice controlled buying algo, putting in higher highs and higher lows. Well, at the market open, we had a washout, which was a very nice liquidity grab. After that, we put in 2 beautiful hammers, a red one and a green one. We then had a close above the 594.2 area, which was a monthly area of support. This also created a new 5-minute high. This also created a beautiful entry as we got over the most recent 2 5-minute candles. This really was a beautiful entry here on the 9:36 1-minute candle. And even if you missed this and wanted to wait for this candle close, once it did, there was a beautiful entry potential buy right here at that 9:37 candle. You could have taken that beautifully all the way to the 596, and then all the way to the 597, and then possibly to the 598.3. Again, that beautiful 595 was a beautiful entry area. What I did was I waited for the break and retest, got in according to my plans, but I did miss that beautiful earlier trade. And so I want to show you that on the 1 minute. as well as the 5 minute. This is what it looked like on the 15 minute with your eyes down here at the bottom left. Let me go ahead and just blow it up. Beautiful trade here, even on the 15 minute. Keep in mind, this candle started off red. And what made this even more powerful is this was a red to green move. So right at the flip of the red to green was that potential buy, providing a very safe entry. Again, using this area as your stop. Second entry that I did end up taking again was at 596.2. And this is what it looked like on the 15-minute chart. A continuation from that beautiful move, upward move, right to that 598.3 that was called out. Now, from there, the market did come down. The market did reverse. And it did provide a beautiful opportunity for a put. Let's go ahead and show that as well. This took place at 11:26 around that time. Let's show exactly what that looks like on the 5-minute candle as well. Let's go ahead and blow that up here on the 5-minute candle. You can see that after we hit that 598, and at this point, this 598 was an area of resistance. Keep that in mind. So once it hit it, put in this beautiful doji. It also broke that controlled buying algo that it was in. Let me highlight that, bring that back so you can see the color on that. There was a controlled buying algo this morning that the market was in. Once she hit that 598.3, she then presented a beautiful short opportunity. For those of you who are a little bit more aggressive, you really could have got in on that 1025 candle with the break in the below of that doji. If you wanted to wait for a close of the candle, which we recommend, you did get a close outside of that controlled buying algo. The very next candle from the pop of the bulls, if you wanted to buy the uptick, short the pop, beautiful opportunity to short the pop using the same area as your stop, provided a beautiful opportunity. If you wanted to wait for a little bit more confirmation of break and retest, well, you definitely got the break. The retest wasn't that great, but once she did come down below that 597 area, you could have used that area as support, which was now turned into resistance as an entry, using the area above that as your stop for a beautiful trade all the way down. Ridiculous. Let me show that to you what it looks like on the 1-minute chart. Let's pull it up on the 1-minute chart as well. And here that trade is on the 1-minute chart. We got the break outside of that controlled buying algo. Okay. If you were uncertain, there is the breakdown. Here is the retest back to the same area. Okay. Once you saw this knife death candle here, that presented the telltale sign. Once we broke through that area of support, turned it into resistance, this provided a great opportunity here on this 11:26 candle, using this area now above it, which is now resistance, as your stop, and a beautiful drop all the way down, literally all the way down. Alrighty, that takes us to the next potential trade here, which came as a result of those bears taking profit once that market hit this intraday area of demand, and which was also pre-market low, guys. This 593.2 area presented a beautiful opportunity as we got the break of a new 5-minute high right at that area of demand, and then the retest. After the retest, there was a beautiful entry area here on the 1240 candle, using the low of that candle as your stop area, which would also be a break of that demand. Solid area. The market never turned around since. And even when she did come back to that area, it still never would have taken your stop. And in fact, it provided another area for entry if you missed this first one. And if you was in it, it provided an area for you to add. So this was either an add, or for first time, for aggressive traders, this was an add. And for more conservative traders, this was another potential entry here after you got this beautiful hammer right here at the support of the 593.1. You could have used the break of that intraday area of demand as your stop. The market never turned around and looked back and went straight on up, back up to not only that first profit target of the 598, but then it went to the second profit target of the 599.1. Both profit targets wound up were hit today. Two opportunities to take them. Beautiful trading. Let me show you what this looks like. Also, that was the 1 minute. Let me show you what it looked like on the 5 minute. On the 5 minute chart, as the market came down to this intraday area of demand, she put in a beautiful green hammer. So even if you waited for solid confirmation, the very next candle started off red to green. As soon as, again, we went from that red to green, that was a beautiful entry to buy. Using the break of that intraday demand as your stop, the market never looked back. For more aggressive buyers, this would have been another area to add. For more conservative buyers, this was your area to enter as the market came right back to that demand, retested demand, and then took off. We do this every day beginning at 9:25, and we invite you to join us, and we look forward to doing this again with you tomorrow. God willing, inshallah. That is all for now. Be well.